Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to another episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. It's your girl here with another mini episode. I'm so sorry, I'm not ready to do a actual full-on episode drop for you guys yet. I do have some ideas. I do have some things coming in the mail. I do have some stuff in the works. I did want to give you guys some content in the meantime. So, without further ado, we are just going to be jumping straight into some juicy Reddit tea stories. Let's get into it. So, I had this actually, I guess you could say in the drafts. It was from a Snapchat post that I made. I kind of started doing this a little bit on Snapchat in a private story. I got a lot of positive feedback, which kind of encouraged me to make that jump to actually starting the podcast. Gave me that kind of push that I needed because, like I said it before, if you know me, then you know that I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So, we're gonna get into one of the craziest stories I think I've ever heard. To be completely honest, nothing I've seen since this has topped it. So, you guys are gonna be listening to my live reaction of this crazy, wild, insane story. I can't even explain it. You guys just gotta give it a listen. So, without further ado, here we go. Enjoy. I called off my wedding, but you will never guess why. This is coming from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit under Wedding Drama Llama. This says, "Hello everyone, I'm a newbie to Reddit, but have been a big fan of our queen, Charlotte's YouTube channel for a long time. After religiously watching all her videos, especially the ones on wedding drama for a while now, I decided to share my own. I love her videos on the wedding drama, the Bridezilla ones. Chef's kiss. We'll get into those. Don't even worry about it. We'll talk about that later on, future episodes. I'm sorry if this is a kind of thrown together or all over the place. It still doesn't, nor will it probably ever make any sense to me or any rational human being. Also note, this is a throwaway account, and I'm sorry if this is a tad long. It's okay, bestie." Okay, so this happened a few years ago, but it still makes my skin crawl and gives me whiplash. And after recently getting contacted by my ex-fiance's recent ex-fiance, I just had to spill the tea because I could no longer keep this to myself. So, me and my ex, let's call him D, male, 24 at the time, we're together for about 2 years. We got engaged about a year and a half into our relationship. Yes, quick, but I was dumb and a kid and thought I knew everything when in fact I was entirely very wrong. I was super excited and enthralled to get everything planned with me and mother. Me and mother. That sounds weird. Planned with me and mother. D overall didn't. He really didn't care about the details of the wedding as long as I was happy and he knew where to be. That's all that mattered to him. We had set the date in December and had gotten the big stuff settled, and we were just working on smaller details, and the run-up to wedding, which, when all of this had gone down, was about 2 months away." Okay, I don't like the way this person types. Okay, so something to know. Dee's family relationship was quite strange to me. Me and his mother got along fine enough, but they always seemed to have an oddly close relationship. Okay. She was nice, but whenever we were around her, she would make comments regarding how I was taking care of her little boy, making sure I was making his favorite meals, doing his laundry, cleaning the house, washing and cutting his hair, ironing his work clothes, making sure he got to work okay, and making sure he was pleased in the bedroom. I'm sorry, what? Why is that any of your business? Safe to say, this was met with an awkward smile and laugh, or a simple statement from me of, I take care of him and help with the house, but he is also more than capable of taking care of himself. Or, that is a tad weird. I mean, he does a lot of it because I'm working full-time and going to college full-time. And she would laugh and walk away. She always treated him like a baby. For instance, whenever we had dinner with her, whether we were out or at home, she would feed him. What? She would feed him, as in cut his food up, put it on a fork, and feed him, like a baby. Trigger everyone saying, "Mama's boy." Well, yeah. He would make comments when she did this, that he wasn't a child, or that he's a grown man, and she's embarrassing him.
This stopped her for a little bit, but then it would just repeat. I would bring this up in private, and he would just say, I'm her only boy, and the baby in the family, and what's the real harm after all? It makes her feel good. No, that's weird, babe, that's weird. But me not wanting to cause waves with my future mother-in-law never mentioned this to her directly. After all, yes, she treated him like a child, but she was nice to me and adored me, so what was my complaint? Besides the obvious, weirdly close baby relationship, it's better than her being awful to me. But anywho, little did I know this was going to be the most normal thing in his outrageous family. This is where I think it starts to get weird. In comparison to him and his sisters, his mother was completely normal. In the beginning of the relationship, I started noticing the odd interactions between them, like saying, "Are you sure she's your type?" or, "Little brother, you're looking hot today." Disgusting. Or asking him to help them change, or sitting on his lap. I'm sorry. I would never ask any of my brothers to help me change or sit on their laps. Maybe I would sit on their lap to, like, fucking squish them and bug them in, like, a fucking, I'm gonna fucking squish the shit out of you, you little fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? I would just fucking plop all my weight and be like, ugh. You know what I mean? But not affectionately. Do people do that with their brothers? I don't think so. I think that's weird. It's weird behavior. Anyways, that's fucked up. So, sitting on his lap. Now, I nipped this in the butt early in our relationship because it was beyond uncomfortable and disturbing, which he did deal with. But after they had a conversation about it, from what I was told, they acted different around me and would make snide remarks regarding what I was wearing, how much I ate, how I looked, or make comments about me and Dee's relationship. This just got worse leading up to the wedding. I had brought them dress shopping, hoping this would smooth over any bad blood between us, but it ended up just being a point and laugh show. Them making comments about any of the dresses I picked made me look fat. Why was I even getting a dress? Dee was never going to actually marry me, etc. Hell to the motherfucking no, bitch. You need to grow a backbone and stand up for yourself and be like, bitch, get the fuck out. What the fuck are you even doing here then? If you're not gonna fucking support me while I'm trying to shop for a dress so that I can marry your brother, get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face right now. Unbelievable. Let's just say it was a horrible experience that eventually ended with one of them getting punched by my mom. Good for you, mom. After they had commented that I should just wear a trash bag. And I had started crying. Aww. Important context to note that overall Dee was good to me. We had conflicting personalities and sometimes got into fights, but overall it wasn't a horrible relationship. I would never say he was my soulmate, but I did love and care about him. Probably in hindsight, he wasn't going to match me well, but you live and you definitely learn. Now, come to 3 months before our wedding. I dropped him off at his dad's to have some bonding time while I went and got some stuff done at the house and ran some errands. While I was putting away some groceries, I heard his computer notification going on, and at first I ignored it. But after about 20 minutes of it just dinging away, I decided to be my nosy self and check what it was. Okay, hold on. Before I keep going with this, she said in the title, what was the title? It's, I called off my wedding, but you will never guess why. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and guess that it has something to do with cheating, and he was fucking cheating on you, and you found out because you checked his notifications, but let's keep reading. Come to find out, it was Facebook. It was his ex-girlfriend spamming, going on about how much she missed him, how she made a huge mistake breaking up with him, that he was the love of her life, etc. I can't remember exactly what she had said, but you get the gist. None of them had been replied to, including the pictures that she had sent. It wasn't until the last message that my heart dropped about how she was going to tell me how he had cheated on me if he didn't reply to her. I was not rational enough in that moment to think about how she was potentially manipulating him, lying, or whatever. I just got pissed and decided I'm going to confront him about it now. So, I hopped in my car and hauled ass to his dad's. When I got there, his dad's car wasn't there. So I just assumed they must have went out, and I was going to wait inside. So I opened the door, and right there, in the middle of the living room, oh my god, was him and his sisters having a threesome. Get the fuck out, buddy. No way. Okay, I was totally wrong with everything where I was going with that. I was not expecting that. Oh my god. He locked eyes with me and said, it's not what it looks like. And I locked eyes with me and said, it's not what it looks like. I'm sorry, what the fuck is it supposed to... What? What? I don't know if he tried to say anything else because I ran the fuck out of there like the devil was chasing me. Hell yeah. I was driving home and probably had to pull over to throw up twice. When I got home, I didn't even know what to do or how to react besides being beyond sick to my stomach and being so beyond disgusted. You guys, this is just like so fucking crazy. I don't even know what I would do in that situation. Why does this like almost feel fake? Like people seriously cannot be out here fucking their siblings like that, having threesomes with their siblings. I just absolutely refuse to fucking believe it. Let's keep going anyways. I was packing up my stuff when he had walked into the house, begging me to hear him out. But I was so freaked out I couldn't even say anything. He then somehow convinced me to sit down as he went on a rant that they were just really close, and it wasn't cheating because nothing was ever going to come from them being together, and that he loved me and he would do anything to fix this. Are you fucking kidding me? After a moment of looking at him like he had grown two heads and accepting, okay, this man is officially psychotic, I called my best friend and got him to come grab my stuff, while Dee cried, asking me not to say anything and that it really meant nothing. After my friend threw the last of my stuff in the back of his car, Dee had come out saying that he was going to give me some time to get over this and that he would be there when I was ready. Me and my friend just looked at each other with wide eyes and left. Looked at each other with a wide-eyed look and left. That's insane. That's literally insane. The following days were spent making a bunch of phone calls to cancel the wedding, and unfortunately, I couldn't get my deposits on all of them back. Completely understandable. Some of them were gracious enough to refund after hearing why the wedding was called off. Also, after a long talk with his mother, who had originally called me to forgive him because all he had told her was that we got into a fight, and upon clarifying what had really happened, she promptly started screaming at me that I was lying and a bitch. Honey, you just don't want to believe that your kids are fucking. You just don't want to believe that your kid's been bumping uglies under your roof this entire time, because you can't tell me that this just started. This has been going on, babe. Been going on. To that, I promptly ended the phone call and blocked her, along with everyone else in that family or association to D. To me, that was the end, although it completely made me second guess ever dating again, until a few days ago, I got a message request on Facebook from this girl asking about D regarding his family and what had happened between us. This poor girl, who was only 18 years old, he's 29 now, okay, fucked up, a bit disturbing, yeah, cringe, so she's 18, 29 now, a bit disturbing, yeah, caught him with both his sisters after they had all been drinking. After informing her of what had happened and that I had caught him in apparently a similar act, which caused me to run away and nearly making a wildly coyote mark in the wall. Apparently, he had told her that he had caught me cheating on him and that he called everything off, which caused me to laugh hysterically and comment that I wish to high heaven that had happened instead of having a horrid image burned into my skull. But luckily, this girl had found out before they were going to get married, as they were engaged as well. Don't know if that's some irony or some weird stunt his sisters like to pull. I will also note, for context, that his sisters are his half-sisters. One of them is 8 years older than him, while the other is 10 years older than him. They all share the same dad. Personality, that doesn't make it any better, but I thought... No, sorry, not personality. They all share the same dad. Personally, that doesn't make it any better, but I thought it would be important to add. I ultimately don't even have the words to express, nor do I have the thoughts regarding this man and his family, but I thought I would share my insane fever dream of a story that I had blacked out of memory until recently. So enjoy this craziness and the cause of my recent headaches. That is insane to me. Okay, even though half brother doesn't fucking matter, 8 years and 10 years older than him. That's fucking disgusting. They were grooming him. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I have no words. I'm 7 years older than Damien. I could never fucking imagine. 7 years older than Damien. I'm almost 11 years older than Aiden. Like, I just couldn't imagine. I could never imagine what would cause somebody to think that that's okay in their right mind. That's fucked up. And now he's a 30-year-old. So now he's 29. So this woman is 39 years old. 39 and 37-year-old women are fucking their brothers. Do they not have significant others, children, lives, you know? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? That's so fucked up. Anyways. I just can't, dude. What the fuck was that?
Okay, was that or was that not some of the craziest tea that you have ever heard in your entire life? I cannot get over it. I still think about it to this day. That's why I had to share it with all of you guys, because if it's living rent free in my head, it needs to live rent free in yours too. Okay, I cannot be the only one suffering from that absolutely disgusting mental image. This guy is having a threesome with his sisters. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of town. Absolutely disgusting. And then him going ahead and, getting into that relationship with that younger girl, that significantly younger girl. He's grooming her the same way that he was groomed by his family, the same way that his sisters were obviously groomed by their father or who knows what. Absolutely disgusting. Everybody in that family needs therapy. Everybody needs help. That fucking incestuous shit is obviously hereditary and it lives on, and y'all need to break that chain, break that cycle. Absolutely disgusting. So, anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another little mini episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. This podcast was brought to you by caffeine, chaos, ADHD, and questionable decisions. You can find me on social media. We can connect on Instagram, TikTok. You can also find this podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, stay cozy, stay nosy. Bye, babies.